Good morning everyone. So today we'll be studying about practical issues in firewall. Okay. So you know what exactly is a firewall? Firewall will monitor and control the incoming and outgoing traffic within an organization. Okay. So now what do you understand by firewall placement? Okay, so here we have to just know that the firewall basically divides the network into various security zones. Okay, and the organization is going to frame certain rules which will control the movement of packets between the security zones. Okay, so now there will be various security zones. As of now, let us consider three basic security zones. Okay, we will have the internet, that is the external network, intranet, that is the internal network, and the region which will have the servers or systems that is going to access the public servers. Okay, publicly accessible region means we are going to connect to the external systems. In that we will have certain systems which will be connected to the external network. Okay, so we will basically, again I repeat, what we will have basically three regions, that is the internet, the intranet, and the region that contains publicly accessible servers. Okay, now let us see the diagram. Okay, see here, when you see this, here we have the border router, okay, which is connecting the internet with the entire organization. Okay, so you just consider this, we have the border router here which is going to connect the internet from the rest of the organizations. This we can consider this is the organization with various firewalls. So internet is an external network and there is a border router which is connecting the internet to the organization. So this border router will incorporate the basic firewall which we discussed yesterday, that is nothing but your packet filtering firewall. What it basically does is it checks the IP and TCP header and forwards the packets based on the source address, source port number, destination address, destination port number. So basically it can block an IP address, it can block an entire network, or it can even block a service depending upon the address and the port number. So basic level of filtering happens here, border router. Okay, now next we consider FW1, that is firewall 1. It is a stateful firewall. Okay, stateful inspection firewall. As we know what it does, other than your basic packet filtering, it also checks the connection establishment of your TCP. Okay, I just told you yesterday, it just checks the three-way handshake procedure of your TCP, and it will also check whether a incoming packet belongs to already established authorized connection. If so, it forwards the packet, else it will discard the packet. So what stateful inspection firewall does, it just checks whether a packet, incoming packet, belongs to an authorized connection, previously established authorized connection. If so, it is going to forward the packet into the network, internal network, else it is going to discard the packet. Okay, now coming to this right side of your firewall 1. Okay, you can see there are certain web servers, email server, DNS server. So all these servers are connected to they are the external servers, or we are saying publicly accessible servers, and they form something known as a screen subnet, or you can also tell it as DMZ. Okay, what is DMZ? Demilitarized zone. Okay, basically what is a demilitarized zone? I can tell that a demilitarized zone is a region between an internet and an intranet. It connects the external network and the internal network. Okay, or you can also say that it is an area between two firewalls. Okay, so this is demilitarized zone 1, which has all the external servers. Okay, now coming to DMZ2, what it has all the internal servers. See, what is the speciality here is we will have a DNS server which is an external server that is connected to the external network, and we will also have an internal DNS server. It is not shown here, but it is there. You can assume that you have an email server here. This is an external email server. This is an internal email server. Similarly, this is an external DNS server. Here there will be internal DNS server. Okay, so that is a speciality here. What these both are entirely different. DNS external server will be entirely different from DNS internal server. Okay, there will be no knowledge about each other. Okay, see, so what happens is this DNS server, now we will see one by one: web server, email server and DNS server. So it is going to resolve the requests. Okay, now while resolving, what it does, see, any mail comes to the comes from the external world, it will be accessed by this particular email server. Later connection will be established with the internal mail server. Then the mail will be sent to the company's employees. Okay, let me be very clear. Okay, this is the external connection. This is the internal connection. Okay, so now just take an example of DNS server. Okay, what it does is DNS server will resolve all external names. Okay, what DNS server basically does is domain names will be resolved. So here domain names will be resolved based on of all the external websites. Okay, but it should not have any record about the internal machines. Okay, now when we talk about the DNS server in the internal network, it will have the knowledge about all the internal machines of the organization. Understood the difference? See, DNS server in the external, the DMZ1 is external and DMZ2 is internal. So internal will only know about the internal machines, external will know only about the external machines. Okay, now, so what happens actually when a person within an organization wants to access a web page? Okay, so what happens, the internal proxy server, we have an internal proxy server. Yesterday I told you have a proxy firewall. What exactly it is an application level firewall which will take over, which will literally, application level firewalls are nothing but they scrutinize the packet by opening and seeing the contents of the packet. If there is some malicious content, the packet is going to be discarded, else it will be forwarded. So similarly, whenever a person within the organization wants to access the external web pages, first he will be authenticated by the internal proxy server. Later the web page will be accessed and it will again go to the internal proxy. The internal proxy server is going to check the contents of the web page, and if any malicious content is found, the web page will be discarded, else it will be forwarded to the person who has requested it within the organization. Okay, so this is basically an example how communication or how transfer of packets happens within the organization. Okay, so we have briefly understood what is it. Okay, so basically what is the main feature you understood here is we have a clear split or clear separation between the external mail server, external DNS server, external web server, and internal web server, internal DNS server, and internal mail server. There is a clear separation. Okay, so that is the main aspect. You have to understand only this. So this much may be sufficient for this topic. Thank you.